Hey, Stevie. What are you doing up? Oh, really? Okay. Have a good day at work. It's cold today. So I even have the heater on. How cold it is. I'm at work. I'm at work right now. I got 2 more hours and then I get to go home. Oh yeah, they gave me this sweater. They had like a whole box full of them, and one of my yeah, for the big A. Yeah, I like it because it's warm. It's actually a warm sweater. And it, sorry, I can't. I'm starting to get sleepy now. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So I guess it's just like a bunch of. They had like a huge box of them, and my coworker, the lady that works here for that I work with, she's like, Yvonne, we have a bunch of sweaters. Go get one. And I'm like, okay. So I went and got one. I mean, they had like boxes full of them. She said they were trying to get rid of them. Yeah, I should ask if I could have more. More, then I could send you one, Stevie. I'll ask them. What size would you want? I guess it doesn't matter, huh? I noticed they have a lot of small, large. Okay, I'll ask them and then I'll get you one. You're welcome.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best, you gotta try Kachava.
Oh, trip out on this. So I was in,
All-in-one meal shake.
I think it was
It's
Coochie
made with over
Poo
70
and
plant-based
Toby
superfoods and
and
nutrients.
James. They were streaming a little while ago. I think it was Coochie Poo's stream. And they were talking about Periscope, and they were saying something about, they were saying that you could like go in there and you could actually watch your old streams. Like, I don't know if you if you scoped on Periscope. So I went to go look. Oh my god. I think I was losing my mind back then. I don't know what the hell I was doing. But apparently, really? That's so, yeah, so I went and I logged in on my with my phone number, and one of my accounts popped up. Uh, and damn, apparently I had like 3 accounts. I've had like 3 account. Well, I mean, I know that I had like 3 accounts, but I could only access the one, like my last one, I guess. And so I started going through all my streams, like all my scopes. And then I started going through like people that I used to watch, like people that I used to follow. I was like, oh my God, what? I think I was losing my mind back then because I was in somebody's stream. Something weird was going on because I was in somebody's stream and I had like three different accounts and I was like, I must have been losing my mind because I was like commenting with my three different accounts like a freak. I don't know why I was doing that. It was really weird. It was so stupid. I was probably just trying to be funny, but I was trying to think like, how the hell was I doing that? Like, I must have been like using two different devices or something. I don't know. It was so stupid. So stupid. But I still miss Periscope. And yeah, I was looking at all the people that I follow and like, I don't know if you remember Sam. He's from New Zealand, and he used to stream on Periscope late at night, and he would do like these streams. Like I noticed there's somebody here on here that's on here on Haps, and they do the same thing. They they like show like a video of like a fireplace, and then like background music, like classical music or jazz or whatever, like with the fireplace. Yeah, do you remember Sam? So I just remembered Sam, and then I think I remember I saw what's her name? Nani. Remember Nani? Yeah, Sam was pretty cool. Nani, remember Nani? She used to paint. I don't see her on here on Periscope. I'm trying to think who else that I saw on there. Um, and then the love of my life, who had like every girl in his stream all the time. Torin, of course. Torin, terrible. Um, I was going, yeah, I'm totally like in love with him. Like, he's just the good old days. But yeah, so I was like going in there and I was looking at his old streams, and then what I was trying to do was I was trying to find my like the names on my old accounts so that I could go look up my old accounts, and I don't know if that's even possible. Like I don't even know if that's even possible. Like if you had old accounts, could you like how do you log into those old accounts if it goes by your phone number or whatever? But then when I was cause so when I was watching my comments on somebody else's stream, like for example, I was in Torrance and I would click on my name, like it was a different account, not the one I had, not the last one I had, but like my old ones, and I would click on it, and I noticed that it didn't have no, like I didn't have no, like I had no streams on it, like it just said zero. And the one that I have right now, like you could totally go see it, but it's like my name is totally different. I had my name as Gloria because I was running out of names. So I kept using Bonnie on Periscope, and then eventually I couldn't use Bonnie anymore because they were all taken out. So I had to use like my. Oh, you did? Did somebody see? That's the thing that Toby and Kochipu and Saint John. He was they were. So, oh yeah, that's right. He was on there too, and James. And so, but anyways, they were having a conversation about that, and I think I remember JB saying that like you can't erase them, like You can, like, they're gonna be on there forever. Like, you can't erase them. I don't know. The one thing I did notice was when I was in my account looking at my old streams, a lot of them were missing. Like I didn't see like my older ones because I know now it's been like 2 years, right, since Periscope was on 2 years ago. It's crazy because Periscope ended like right around when the beginnings of the pandemic, right? Because I noticed Torin and everybody, we were all talking about we were all talking about the pandemic, and we were talking about COVID and all that stuff and the lockdowns. So I think Periscope like kind of ended. Oh, was it? Okay, so I don't. Oh, okay. So it was like, okay, so it was like a whole year. It was a whole year from the time of the pandemic. Because I remember when they did the lockdown, it was like March 15th or something, 2020 or something like that. Yeah. So it was a whole, okay, so we still had Periscope going for a whole year from the time of the pandemic. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm totally just going down memory lane. So you erased all yours. So you used to stream then. Oh. And then another thing too, I noticed, like, I don't know if you follow Louise from New Zealand. I follow her on Instagram. I'm constantly um following her on Instagram. But I noticed she doesn't stream here on Haps at all. Like she'll do live Instagrams, but she doesn't do Haps. Or I don't even know. Like I've never seen her on Haps. I don't even know if you know who I'm talking about. Louise Louise Zuzu from New Zealand. Is that's how I think that's how I found her. I think I found her when I was watching Torin. Torin used to talk about her. And so then I started following her. Yeah, she's the blonde lady, the tour. She's like a tour guide. Oh, you know the crazy thing too is I started following her on her Instagram, and I bought her coffee a couple times because she has like this coffee thing where you can buy her like a cup of coffee, and she does this really cool thing where you could go into her website or whatever, and she does these like, I don't know how much it costs, but she does like these tours, like she'll take you like on a virtual tour, like your own personal tour, like to wherever you want to go there in New Zealand. Because she doesn't only go to New Zealand, she also goes to Japan because I think she has like a son that lives over there. So I remember when she was on Periscope, she used to sometimes be in Japan, and she'd be like, go running around Japan and showing parts of Japan. So she doesn't only do New Zealand, but even though she lives in New Zealand. But I know eventually she'll be in Japan again. Oh. What time do you have to be at work? Or how soon do you have to be at work? What? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was doing that, and then what else was I doing? Oh yeah, I was showing everybody earlier Chocolates on sale. Chocolates on sale. I got this for $5. I don't know what the regular price was. I'm not. I swear I could eat this whole box. Like I gotta control myself. I've already had two pieces, two big old, that one and that one, and that's gonna be enough until a couple of days or so. I wanna like. I think I'm gonna buy another box tomorrow because they're 50% off at the market, and they were all practically all gone. Hopefully they'll have more tomorrow. I mean Saturday. When I come back to work, I'm gonna buy one more. Chocolate. And then also I got this for my garden. Do you know what it is? Lavender. It's lavender. I have a lavender plant right now, but it died on me. I don't know what I did wrong. It's so funny because I was at the market, right? And I was buying something for lunch earlier, and some man, he just comes out of nowhere and like he's standing next to me, and he sees my lavender plant right in the basket, and he tells me, he says, "Oh, can I ask you, are you gonna put that in the ground?" He goes like that. He goes, "Are you gonna put that in the ground?" And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put it in the ground. I'm gonna put it in a pot on my roof. I have like a garden up on my rooftop of my apartment building." And he's all, "Oh, that's good." He goes, "Because these plants are very particular and they don't really like being in the ground." He says that he has like 20 plants and that he struggles all the time, and he noticed that they don't like being in the ground. So he was saying it's good that you're gonna put it in a pot, and that you're gonna, keep it in the pot because they like being in the pot. And I'm like, okay, cool. I did I'm buying a lavender plant, and lo and behold, I'm standing next to an expert on lavender plants, and he gives me good advice. So I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. But yeah, I love lavender. The smell just makes me relax so much, just sniffing it. Just getting one of these, like you get one of the leaves off, right? I like to do this when I'm up on the roof. I'll take it off, take a couple of leaves, take them off, right? And then I put them in my hand like this, and I squeeze it to get the scent out. And then you can just smell it, like you don't even have to put it up to your nose, right? And then just smell it. Oh, it smells so good. It's just so relaxing. Oh, they're so, the smell of them is just, it just brings you calm. It's definitely like one of those scents that makes you feel calm. Like I even gotten like my dry lavender, like the old ones, the old leaves that fall off, and I pick them up and I put them in my window and I let them get dry, like dry, dry them, and then I crumble them up, and I got like a little like some material, and I sewed like a little bag, and I just shoved them all in there, and then I got like a string and I put it around my neck, and then like I don't even know what I did with it, but and then I wear it around my neck, and then every so often I'll like pull it out, and I'll be like smelling the little pouch of lavender, like I'll be sniffing on my little bag of lavender. It's my cross, my mother's cross. I remember somebody telling me, "Oh, why do you wear a cross that has Jesus on it?" No, she's not. She's been gone 20 years, my mom. But it has Jesus on it, see? Yeah, he's on the cross. So this is a very Catholic cross, right? Because Christians, quote unquote Christians, they don't wear crosses that have Jesus on it because he resurrected, right? So I noticed that when I wear this cross around Christians, yeah, so do I. It's silver. And then this necklace, um, my ex got this for me to put, he specifically bought this chain for me for this cross. And the crazy part about it is that I had to fight to get this cross from my sister because she didn't want to give it to me, even though it was supposed to be mine, I guess. Anyways, it turned into a big old war for me to get this cross. It's so, I don't know why I brought that up, but it's a fact. This cross was like a huge battle between me and my sisters for me to get my cross. And I don't know if I told you, but my aunt just recently passed away too. And earlier, Robert was in my earlier stream because I was streaming earlier, and he was asking me about my rings, this ring. And so my aunt gave me this ring, right? But my aunt recently passed away, and apparently she gave my sister a ring to give to me, and my sister doesn't want to give me that ring. So now I don't even know if I even want to fight for it or ask her for it or anything, like, because I had to battle for this cross. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna let it go. But yeah, so I got my lavender plant, and then all this. I'll show you. Watch. So then I don't know why, but the lady in the office, she's like, Yvonne, go get one of those sweaters, and here I'm gonna give you some stuff. We have T-shirts, and so she goes, do you want one of these T-shirts? And so she gives me this T-shirt, or she gives me two of them actually. She gives me this T-shirt, which I don't even know if this is like a movie, because it's a movie. This is a movie production company, so I don't know if this is like a TV show or a game show, but she gave me these T-shirts, right? And she's like, oh, and here's a hat. You can have this hat. So she gives me this hat, right? And then she's like, oh, and then all this stuff in this box. You could totally have all this stuff in this box. And then it dawned on me that what she was doing was she was just trying to get rid of junk out of the drawers. She was just trying to get rid of stuff. So she's like, you can have this. So she gives me this. She gives me this, right? And then she starts giving me all these. She starts giving me all this. She gives me this, right? And it has like glasses inside. It has these glasses inside. And these glasses actually, I can see through these glasses. So these are glasses that I could actually use. It's a pretty nice case actually too. And then this one with more. And so she gives me these glasses too. I can't see through these ones, but these obviously are prescribed. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could give them away or whatever. But there's another pair. Okay. And then here's another pair. So she gives me all these glasses, and it just dawned on me that what she was doing was she was just cleaning out drawers and she was just giving me stuff. So she gives me these sunglasses, and and then she gives me this, like, I guess it's like a baggage, like you put it on your suitcase. So I'm gonna count this as a sign because I'm planning a trip and I'm gonna use this for my suitcase. And then look at, thanks. And then like one little earring, just one little earring, which I can't wear fake. If I put this on, my ear will get all infected and pus will start coming. I can't wear fake jewelry. I wish I could, but I can't because it'll hurt my ears. And then this ring, which I don't think it's real. This ring. This pin, which I don't know what this is. Maybe it's a drink or something. I don't know. Okay. And then this, I don't know. It's like a patch, or maybe you like, I'm guessing you iron it on your clothes or something. And then there's like this pin too, which is basically this, but in a smaller version. I don't know what this. I'm thinking it's like a movie or show or something like that. And then the other thing that was in there was this. And Robert's all, just try to just sell it. A phone, an old, broken up, cracked up screen phone. And Robert was saying you could totally sell it, and I'm like, all cracked up and messed up like that? Somebody would buy it? He's all, yeah, totally. I'm like, okay. So yeah, just a treasure box of goodies, and then this crazy puzzle, which I have no idea how to put it together. But I think I'm just gonna, I guess when I'm bored someday, I'll try to put it together. I have no idea how this goes together. Yeah, so that's everything. So I have all this yonke. Yonke. I don't know if you know what yonke means, but basically it just means junk. Well, it's not all junk. Like, I don't really like these sunglasses, actually. I don't think they look good on me. But yeah. Treasure box of goodies. Where do you, what kind of work do you do, Stevie? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, okay. Down in the trash. Put my plant away. I'm so sleepy. I think I'm gonna take a lift home because I'm not gonna be able to. I just can't. I can't take the bus home. Yeah. So see. Bud. Are you talking about herb? You talking about cannabis? Oh, bus. I thought you were talking about herb. You're all bud. It's kind of tight though, but I mean, whatever. Um, so let's see. So the lift, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like $20, and I'm hoping that it's probably only that much. If it's more than that, I won't take it because I'm pretty far from home. And then the bus is only like $1.75, and I only have to take one bus. But I have a bunch of stuff. All that stuff she gave me, the plant, and then I went to the market and I bought groceries, so I have groceries. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take a lift home. But I don't have to be back at work again until Saturday, so. And plus, since I'm working overtime, because this is like overtime work for me, um, I figure I have the extra cash to get a lift. So that's probably what I'm gonna do, because I'm feeling, hopefully it's not that expensive. Do you drive? That's what I'm trying to save money right now for. I'm trying to save money to buy a car and to travel. Because before the pandemic, I was gonna go on a vacation. I was gonna go on a 3 week vacation. I was planning on going on a 3 week vacation the summer of 2020. Talk about the worst timing ever. I had all my money saved. I had put away my money for my vacation, for my trip. And then COVID ruined everything. I hate it. I hate COVID. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna get my car. I'm saving my money right now. I gotta do my taxes. I didn't do my taxes last year because I didn't work 2020. I didn't work 2020 at all, not one day. All of 2020, I didn't work not one day. Um, so I don't have no taxes. You do yours well because you're account. I don't trust myself to do my own taxes. People say, "Oh, it's super easy." They have the software. It practically does it itself, and all the people tell me, yeah, you could do your own taxes. It's not that complicated. I don't feel like I can do it, so I don't even try. I just go to people to get them done because I feel like I won't have any problems. Because if I do it myself, I feel like I'll have a problem, like I'll mess up or something. Oh, there he is, Mr. Robert. What are you doing up, dude? Why is everybody awake at 4 o'clock in the morning? Good morning, bro. I was just telling Stevie. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. You're over there in Jersey. Yeah. So 7:29. It's 4:30 here. I'm out of here in an hour and a half. Trying to hang on. Oh, does it? Is that exciting for you, or I don't? Because I'm not a stock market person. Oh, that's your life. Okay. Well, best wishes for you and your stock market stuff, I guess. Oh, okay. So you work 8 hours on that stuff. I'm sure you take a break, right? I mean, you don't like go straight 8 hours, right? Talking about doing work. I gotta write a report right now. Yeah, I'm sure. But I bet you do you have to go into an office or you work from home? Because I'm sure you guys could work from home, right? Like accountants, you guys could work at home. People who work finances, I would figure that all anybody who works finances could work from home. Yeah. I remember I used to work in accounts receivable. Oh, you work for yourself, okay. I used to work in the accounts receivable. I used to work in the accounting department, and I worked in accounts receivable. And I just realized that they never like they never trained me to learn anything that was transferable. Like I never learned a transferable skill in accounting. Like when I was working in accounting, all I did was data entry. I quit that job because I had my little baby girl, my little girl. I had a baby. I mean, I could have went back, but I wanted to stay home with her. So I stood with her for like I think I stood with my daughter until she was like 3, and then her father's mother, her grandmother, started taking care of her, and then I went back to work like part time. But when my little girl was little, I just used to try to always just work part time. I think as moms or even as dads, you want to try to be with them as much as possible when they're first born up to like when they start preschool, which is like 3, 4 years old. If you can, I mean, if you can, I did it. It wasn't easy. I kind of struggled, and I had to do with a lot with I had to cut a lot of things out, like as far as like expenses, because I wasn't working. Exactly. That's your time to bond with them. And if you don't have that, your bond is very broken. And I know that because I have four kids, and my first one, my oldest daughter, I stayed with her until she was like, I think she was like almost going to be 4 by the time I left her, because her dad worked and I was just at home with her, because we could afford that. He just worked and I could stay home. But then when my son came, when she was like 2.5, I stayed with my son. No, actually, that's not true. I stayed with my daughter till she was like 2.5, and then my son was born, and then I went to work right away with my son. And so when I think of all my four kids and my bond with them, I notice that my bond is closer to my oldest daughter, and this is a sad thing to say, but it's true. And my son, who's the second one, who I left when he was still a baby. He couldn't have been more than like 8 months old, 7, 8 months old. And I went to work full time. Like I had to go to work full time, 40 hours. And I had to leave him with grandma. I had to leave him with his father's mother. And I just remember that he was, he was still a little itty bitty baby. And And then my daughter, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that with her. I'm gonna stay home with her. And then my son, my littlest one, my youngest, I did the same thing. I go, I'm not. I'm gonna try to stay home with him too. But it seems like now that I think about all my four children, my second son is the one that who I left really early, is the one that I fight with the most, the one that I have the most problems with the most, the one that's just more stubborn with me. Like we don't have this like close bond. And another thing too that happened when I left him was that I wasn't able to breastfeed him. So I had to leave him sooner and I didn't get to breastfeed him longer. And with my other three, I stayed with them and I breastfed them. So all my four kids are 2 years apart, but the first two are from a first marriage. So the first two, it's a girl and a boy, and they're 2 years apart. And then 12 years later, almost 13 years later, I divorced. I got into another relationship. I had two more children, another girl and another boy. And they're 4 years apart. They're 4 years apart. So yeah, so I have four total. And so the two older ones are uh, 12 and 13 years older than the two younger ones. And it's funny because that's how I am with I have an older brother and sister too, who who are 12 and 13 years older than me. So it's kind of weird how that happened. I don't know. But yeah, so I highly recommend that if a mom or a dad has kids. I started really young, Stevie. I was 18 when I had my daughter. My son, he's a lazy bum. The one that I didn't get to bond or breastfeed with. He hated school. He quit. He dropped out of high school on me. I couldn't get him to go. Once they hit high school, you can't force them to do anything. Like they're gonna do what they want to do. You can scream, shout, yell, threaten, do whatever you say, whatever you want. Do once a teenager gets to a teenage year that they decide they are gonna do what they want to do, there's not very much you can do. I mean, you could try to force them, but good luck with that. So my son, he just, I mean, the good thing about me and my kids and our relationship is they have the confidence to tell me how they feel or what they think, even if it's not rude or disrespectful, or maybe sometimes it is. I mean, I've had all of my kids, well, maybe not the baby, but pretty much all the three older ones tell me, I hate you, go to hell, I never want to see you again. The things that we tell are, or the things we say or think about that we want to say to our parents. I would never say that to my parents. Maybe to my dad, but not my mom. But anyways, my oldest daughter, she attended college. I don't know if she finished getting her degree, but I know she was going to school for psychology. I don't know if she finished. I haven't asked her because it's been years. But my second one, he quit high school. He didn't. He's a truck driver. He went and got his truck driving license. And then my third girl, my second girl, my daughter, she went to university. So and she's still in university right now. And then my little one, things just didn't work out for him with the COVID, and so he started to go to community college because he's only 20. When he graduated from high school, he took a little break, like I think that summer, and then he went back to, yeah, they all live in the same state. Well, they all live like 10, 15 minutes from me. Um, well, my son is with me. I only have my littlest one with me. The other ones are on their own. But my little one, he started to go to school, and then he was kind of struggling, and he was like trying to find help, and then he says, he's like, Mom, I'm just so disgusted and frustrated with this stupid school. So he like stopped going, and he just like took a break, and then COVID hit, and so he hasn't been back to school since COVID. So basically, he's been out of school for like 2 years. He hasn't been back. And I keep asking him, like, well, what do you want to do, mijo? Like, do you want to go back to school? Do you want to, maybe try getting a little part-time job? What do you want to do? Yeah, totally. He could totally do school from home. That's what my daughter's doing. My daughter's trying to get her, I think she's doing the master's now. Um, so she's like all stressed out right now over that. I don't know. I guess it's really stressful. I didn't go to I didn't go to university. I went to community college for a couple of years, and then I just quit. I couldn't afford to go to school and work at the I couldn't afford to go to school and work full time. I couldn't do both. It's just too much. I'm thinking now, if I were to ever go back to school, it would have to be something online. And then again, I don't even know what I want to go to school to study for. Like like I've been to so many different kinds of schools. Like I went to computer school. I went to a training school to learn how to be a travel agent. I went to computer school to learn how to learn. It was just a waste of money. They just ripped me off. I tried to be a police officer. I put myself through police academy, and no agency would hire me. No police agency would hire me. So what are you gonna do? And so now I'm kind of like, eh, if I do any kind of back to school stuff, it's gonna have to be online. I'm not gonna walk in and sit in no classroom. Yeah, I completed a police academy. I was gonna work for I got picked up by Compton PD when I was in the academy, because when you're in a police academy, the one that I was in, where you put yourself through. Yeah, I totally wanted to be a cop, dude. And so I put myself through, right? Me and my girlfriend, we teamed up. Oh, there's tons of jobs. But now it's kind of I'm kind of over it now. Like I was all gung ho when I went through the academy, and I trained for like 2 years before I even went, maybe a year and a half before I went into the academy, so I could be prepared. And I remember my girlfriend saw me doing what I was doing, and she's like, I totally want to do what you're doing too. So we both went to the academy together, and we both graduated. And when you're in that kind of an academy, what happens is the recruiting officers from different agencies, police agencies, they'll go into the academy and they'll start like looking for candidates. All right. And so yeah, so they would go hunting for candidates, and they would let us know the people who haven't got picked up by an agency yet. And so we would have to make sure our uniform was looking good, and we were all sparkly and shiny and looking all straight away and all that stuff. And I remember Compton PD going up, and they picked up me and two other cadets. And I just remember just being so excited. I was like, yes, finally, I'm gonna get some patches. Because because when you're in the academy and you get picked up by an agency, you get to put your patches on your arms. And when you're in the academy and everybody else has patches and you're still wearing the old uniform that doesn't have any patches, it's kind of a bummer because you feel like oh, nobody wants me, you know nobody wants me. But I remember when my girlfriend got picked up, she got picked up by what agency? I think she got picked up by Glendale PD or somebody like that, Pasadena. Anyway, some agency wanted her, and for some reason she couldn't get through their screening, so they dropped her, which that's a bummer. And so that's basically what happened to me and these other two cadets. Compton PD goes in there. They say, "Yeah, we totally want you. Come in, go do the interview, get the background package. We're totally gonna." Uh, it was cold. It was cold, but I have the heater on, so I keep getting cold and I keep getting hot. If I was 50 miles over the speed limit, would you let me go? No ticket? Well, Robert, if I knew you, like how I know you, and let's say, like you're driving and I see you and we know each other, and you're like, hey, I know you from HAPS, then yeah, probably. But if you're a total stranger, no, probably not. But anyway, so long story short, so I'm interviewing with Compton, right? And if anybody remembers back in the day, or from LA anyways, back in the day, Compton used to have their own police agency. Yeah, okay, sure. But how is me letting you go not gonna give my state more money? Wouldn't me giving you the ticket bring money to my state? Yeah, so I was so jazzed, dude. Stevie, you don't even know. I was so excited. I was so pumped. I was like, oh man, yes, I'm finally gonna get to be out there on the streets, right? Driving and all that, right? And so they interview us and they say, okay, you're in. You got this. We're gonna, we're hiring you. You got all your stuff in. Everything's good. All you need now is your interview with the chief. All that was the last step, was just my interview with the chief of police. Okay, me and the other two cadets. It was a male and a female. I remember black female and a white male or Asian. I can't remember. I just remember all three of us. We just wanted to cry. It was the most depressing thing. And I remember they sent us a letter saying we were going to have an interview with the chief. And then, like a month or two later, I got a phone call. They literally just called us over the phone and they said, "Hey, we're sorry, but we're gonna have to retract our deal because the Compton mayor and the Compton chief of police were constantly fighting. They were always fighting with each other, constantly. So finally, the mayor fired the chief. The mayor of Compton fired the chief of police of Compton. Okay, so he fires him and 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 brings in the sheriffs. Yeah, okay. So he fires the chief of police, right? And so then that leaves me and the other two cadets out in the cold. So I get a phone call. I'll never forget the phone call. The guy's on the phone. He's like, "This is Compton PD. I'm Officer blah blah blah. I'm sorry I have to inform you, Mrs. Cruz, but we're gonna have to take back our offer because the mayor just fired the chief of police and the LA County sheriffs are about to take over Compton PD. But if you're still interested, this is the kicker, he tells me. But if you're still interested in working for Compton, all you have to do is just apply with the sheriffs and go to their academy, and then you could work for Compton." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I just finished and graduated this academy, and now you're telling me I got to go to another academy if I want to work for Compton?" I said, "No, thanks. I'll pass." And so I just remember hanging up the phone and I was just like bawling like a baby. I cried for days. For days. I was just depressed. I felt like shit. It's the worst feeling ever. It's like they raised up my hopes way high and then down the toilet. So yeah, that's the story. That's the story for today, boys and girls. So lesson learned. What's the lesson learned in this story? Exactly. Exactly. You just move on. So that's exactly what I did. I just moved on. I was like, "Okay, well, I'll just apply with another agency. I'll apply with another agency." So then I think I applied for like probably like two or three more agencies because you don't want to like get too crazy and apply with like you can't really be applying with a bunch of agencies because they all know each other and that looks bad if you're in the police world. If you apply to a bunch of agency, it looks suspect. Um, they only want you to apply to like three or four agencies, and then you just leave it alone. And if you don't get picked up by those three or four agencies, then you gotta wait a little while and then try again. But if they don't want you, they don't want you. So I used to tell people years later when everything was all said and done, I just used to say, "Oh, the Lord just didn't want me to be a cop. Maybe I was going to get shot and killed. Maybe something bad would have happened to me, and that's why the Lord just didn't want me to be a cop. So he fired the chief of the Compton PD so I wouldn't be a cop." Gotta look at the other side of it, you know? I have four kids. When I tried to join the army, they wouldn't take me either. I tried joining the army, they wouldn't take me. They told me some crazy story that I had to marry my the man I had my my two younger children with at the time. That I had to marry him. That we had to get married before I could join the army. That's what they told me. Have you ever heard that BS before? I tell people in the military and they're saying, no, that recruiter was lying to you. He totally lied to you. There's no such thing as you having to marry somebody just so you can join the army. So I was just like, oh, okay, army, then I'm not joining you either. You telling me I have to marry somebody just to join the army? That looks weird. Yeah, so anyways, back to the story. I ended up applying for 2, 3 agencies. None of them picked me up, and then I just gave up. I was just like, whatever. Uh, the dream of being a police officer down the toilet. And so then I just kind of put that to the side. I didn't even really want to think about it anymore, and I just started looking for other kind of jobs. And I worked for a lawyer, then I worked for an accountant, and then I just did a lot of administrative office work, filing, stuff like that. And I wanted to stay away from security so bad. I wanted to stay away from security so bad because I remember the jokes that they used to crack in the academy for the flunkies, which is me. All the flunkies end up being security guards. You know, they call us rent-a-cops, right? And so that's like being a security guard after completing and graduating from a police academy is like, it's like, it's like going to school to be a chef, to be a gourmet chef, and you end up being a servant, serving the food instead of being the chef. So that was the end result. So I didn't want to go and apply for a security guard job. I was stubborn, 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 until finally I said, screw it. Why not? Whatever. I'll go and apply for security work. I have the experience. And then I went to community college. I started taking some criminal justice classes to brush up on my academy stuff, and thought, okay, maybe I could just get a civilians type security work for the city or something like that. Because I definitely never ever wanted to work in a prison as a guard. No, heck no, never. And the other two thing that I noticed from my cadet friends, I noticed that they changed as people after becoming cops. Like, they've become, specifically my girlfriend, they've become like bitter, and it's crazy. Like, she's more racist today than when she went into the academy. And I think that has to do with being a cop. She she literally, like, she has this like hatred for certain races. I'm not going to say which ones, but I mean, she's Latina, she's Salvadoreño, she's from her family's from El Salvador, but she hates, like, she despises a certain races because of being a cop, and she's changed. Like, she's like a different person. So that's probably another reason why the Lord didn't want me to be a cop. I probably would have turned into some bitter, racist, horrible person becoming a cop. But who knows? I think that job changes people. hmm But yeah, no, my so when it comes to the patches, this means a lot to police agencies wearing their patch. It's kind of almost like a mini flag. So when you see cops with their patches on their shirts, it's a pride thing. Hell yeah, it's a hard job. It's a very hard job. It's stressful. You never know when you're going to get off work. I used to go with my girlfriend. She used to call me because she knew I was kind of down because I didn't make it. So she used to call me. I used to have my license, but I haven't renewed it. She used to call me and she said, "Hey, dude, come with me on a ride along just to get out of the house, just so you can just come hang with me." And so she'd come pick me up, and I would go with her on her patrols. And and I remember we would go, right? I would go with her. I probably went like on 2 or 3 ride-alongs with her, and I would sit in the front. And I remember I would ask her like, like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, just stand behind me, just just observe. Don't say anything or do anything. I'm like, okay. And I remember a couple of times we were out there, right? And she got a call for it was like a bar, and they were saying that somebody saw somebody with a gun. And I was like, oh shoot. So she drives up, right, in the unit, and she gets out of the car, and we're kind of like, she's got her flashlight and she's kind of looking around, and we don't see anybody, we don't see nothing. And then all of a sudden some freak comes walking, stumbling out, and he looked like a crackhead, and he had like a bottle in his hand. So whoever was the person that called in, it was a bottle. It was just like a beer bottle that he had in his hand. It was just the way he was carrying it, the shape of it. I guess they thought it was a gun, and so he was just a straight up crackhead. He was just like a bum crackhead hanging around the bar. And I remember she was like asking him questions or whatever and stuff. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I all of a sudden got the giggles. Like I couldn't stop laughing. And so like every time he would say something or she would ask him a question, I don't know why, but just because the way he looked and the things he was saying, I just started giggling. Like I had to hold my laugh in. And to the point where I remember I just looked at my girlfriend and I was like, I gotta go. And I'm gonna go to the car. And so I go walk to the car because I just couldn't hold in the laughing. I couldn't hold it in anymore. And then and then she was dating another cop on in the agency, right? And so they were both, they were dating, they worked for the same agency. She started dating him or whatever. So they get this call, right, to disturbance or something. I don't remember what the call was, but it was basically just another drug addict out in the streets causing a bunch of havoc. And I remember we both responded to the call. He gets there first, and my girlfriend, we drive up, right, and the dude's like out in the street, and he's like, he doesn't have no shoes on, and he's like mumbling and saying all kinds of crap. And I go walk out there, and I'm standing right there next to them, and he's just asking the guy all kinds of questions, same thing. And again, the giggles hit again because of the way the crackhead looked, and the way he was looking, the way he was acting. And I was like, damn, dude. And so I remember asking my girlfriend, like, how do you do it, dude? Like, how do you not want to laugh at the ridiculousness of the things that they're saying? And then I started thinking, like, damn, if I would have been an officer, I would have had to like hold that shit in, like I would have had to hold in me not wanting to laugh about what they were saying or how they looked or what they were doing. Because I don't know, remember what this guy was doing, but he was doing and saying things that was making me laugh. Hold on. I got somebody trying to break into my house. Look, guys. I'm I might have to go check on this person right now. No, she ended up dumping him. Did the cops kiss each other? No, 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 no. They were professional. They weren't like trying to like be all like that. This person looked like they wanted like to bust into my house. See, this is my house right here. This is my backyard. Let's make sure this person leaves. Go on, walk away, go wherever you're going. He was peeking when I was talking to you guys, he was peeking over my fence, right? He was peeking in here. Now I'm gonna have to go keep an eye on this person. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Okay. Anyways, it was nice. Thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna call the cops. They don't need to be bothered.